Dylan, what's the? I know you can only speak for yourself, but what's, as best you can tell, what's been the vibe around the team? Obviously, that second half in Tuscaloosa was tough, and you got another big one coming up. What's the vibe like right now?
Just eager to get back on the field. After games like that, everybody I think just wants to put the cleats back on and go out there and let it out. You know what I'm saying? That's a hard loss. So we all just eager to get back on the field.
Dylan, when you went back and watched the tape, what did Alabama do so well defensively, or what did you guys not do well enough that made it a little harder to run the ball this particular game?
It's just all about execution. You know what I'm saying? You could go and pinpoint things in the film, and it's easy to look at it on film, but Alabama is a great team. Nick Saban is always going to get them right at, halftime, So the thing is, we got to maximize the opportunities that we had in the first half. We left points out there, and that was a concern, you know what I'm saying? There was multiple times where our defense was stopping them. You know what I'm saying? We should have took advantage, of them points because SEC game, rivalry game, you can't expect them to be down the whole game, So just they did a good job adjusting, and we just got to finish. We got to play 4 quarters. But, credit to them. We got to come back. We got to do a better job.
Dylan, it was pretty obvious how disappointing and frustrated you all were coming off the field on Saturday, and Coach Heupel talked about still the meeting Monday. Have you sensed you all being able to flip the page pretty well since those meetings?
Yeah. I mean, we have no choice but to. You let it hurt on Sunday. You watch the film on Monday, but you got to clear it. And that's what everybody on the team is forcing everybody else to do. That's why, what I'm saying, you put your trust in your brothers. We hold each other accountable. Like, we don't got no other choice but to wipe it clean and go out and focus on the next game, which is Kentucky.
How hard is it to have back-to-back road games, especially when you're coming off a loss like Alabama?
It's just, the environment is crazy. We play in the SEC. It's like every week is a rivalry game. Just how there's no other conference like this conference. So, but we knew what we were getting into after the bye week. We knew after Texas A&M that we were going to have a hard run. It's something we got to take advantage of, like Coach Heupel says. We just got to use their crowd to our advantage. All the things we do at practice, everything. We know our mindset is ready to go. And at the end of the day, we got to get a win. Somehow, some way, we have to pull out a win. And so that's what we're going to do.
Dylan, the last couple of road games, even dating back to last season, just have not gone all that well for you all. What needs to happen? What needs to change for you all to find more success on the road?
I don't even want to pinpoint as on the road now because, you can see we started off fast. It's really just a point about finishing, not letting when things go our way, when things don't go our way, not letting that affect us. Everybody needs to keep a good morale, There's times in that game we could come back, We just have to stay calm, recollect, you know what I'm saying? Because they're going to make plays, just like we're going to make plays. So it's like we got to cut all the noise out and just, do that, and just finish. We started off hot. We didn't finish in the second half. So that's the whole word, is just finish. Play 4 quarters, however long, until that clock ticks 0.
Looking ahead to Kentucky, what stands out about their defense? What are some of those challenges that you guys are going to have to overcome?
They have a good size on the D-line, like many SEC teams do. They play hard, but we just gonna have to run the ball hard, just like we have been. That's just our mentality. Just go out there. They been playing pretty good all season, and it's gonna be a big game, a night game. So it's gonna be a hostile environment. But we just gotta do what we do at an ordinary level. Do it at a high level. So just go in, get the game plan right, and have that mentality that we there to win.
Coach always talks about this snap and clear mentality. Is that harder to do than just to forget whatever bad thing just happened and move on to the next play?
Yeah. And everybody's different. It takes training. It takes games like that to train that. You can't do it unless you've been a part of it. And, I'm pretty sure at some point at all of our lives, we have been a part of in that game, everybody on this team. So it's just like that is perfect in-game experience. So just wipe it and clear the next play, clear the next, snap, watch the film, clear it. Like now it's the next game. We can't focus on that anymore. We wish we could get it back, but it's like we moving on now, So it takes games like that to build, a character like that to just wipe your mindset clean. A brain is like a muscle. You got to train it as well, too, and that's one of the hardest muscles to train.
And sometimes fans or even media look at situations like Alabama when everything is going wrong in the second half, that leadership fixes that, or you guys should be angry or something, emotion. Is that overthinking it? Does leadership change any of the circumstances?
It's just hard to pinpoint, because I try to do as much as I can, but sometimes words can only do so much. Actions are big, and sometimes people need actions to spark. Because if you speak too much, you kind of just get discredited. Sometimes people don't feel like hearing it. So I mean, sometimes it's leadership, but sometimes it's just the feeling of the moment. Sometimes you got to bring people along with actions, and just let people know that you're here. You know what I'm saying? Pick their head up. Like we had guys like Tyree. You see, being a leader on and off the field with one of the older guys. Like it just takes people with players like that every single day. You know what I'm saying? We got each other's back. In moments like that.
One or two more questions.
And Dylan, you were talking earlier about some of the stuff on the road and kind of playing through it. What does that take? Is it sort of just a sharper mental focus? Is it just, an ability to wipe out the noise more? Because it's usually easier or for most people to answer the bell kind of at home, but there's road games during the season too. So how do y'all get to that point?
It's just like preparation and practice. We prepare ourselves for the hostile environment, but we have to train our mental to just go out there and play ball. Like when it's just 11 on 11 against the field, it's like at the end of the day we cannot blame the crowd for what goes on the field. We have to train, we have to be prepared, we have to settle in. We can't have self-inflicted wounds, we can't have too many penalties that hurts us. So it's just training that, being ready for that mindset, knowing that we're gonna be in a hostile environment. You start fast, you start early, you take that energy out of the crowd, and now you're just playing ball.
All right, last question.
Dylan, it looks like Joe's been a little more aggressive the last couple games and seeking out opportunities to run the ball himself. Have you seen or heard anything different from him that's maybe led to that? And just what has that added to your run game to have that element more?
Joe is a player that, he cares so much about the game, and he's willing to do, everything he can to help us win. So, he talks with us, and, we constantly tell him, Joe, he's big, 240, 6'6", 240. Like, if you can run the ball, But, he's just a competitor, just like us, just like everybody in here. And so it's times where, it's a game time decision, full speed decision. You make that play, and he's just done a good job being just aggressive and being that competitor over the past few games.
Thanks, Dylan.
Thank y'all.